Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, right? Thank you
Mhm.
so much for joining us and allowing us to share a little bit with you about how to study in the U.S. I would like to start by introducing ourselves. I'm Christina Stark, the Director of International Affairs at an MMI. I am originally from Brazil, was an exchange student myself, and stayed in the United States for a little while, and then went back to Brazil, and I'm back here working now. Um, I have been with international education for over 15 years, and it's been a passion of mine. So I've hosted many international students and also developed some programs to enable international students to come to our campus. I'm responsible for developing international programs and also international partnerships. Anything international comes through my office. Please.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening too. Hi, this is Meichi Pillitz. I am the Executive Director of Office of Global Education at Mississippi College. We call it MC. And I do basically the same thing since I'm the director over the international office, but we call our international office Office of Global Education. And so I handle everything, just like Miss Christina does. And so I also started a lot of programs with Asian countries, Southeast Asian countries, universities, and we welcome a lot of exchange students too. So we hosted F1, J1. We welcome all international students and international scholars to come to our campus. And we have international students from 42 different countries. And we just one big happy family. Last night, we just had a global cafe, our monthly get together, and we have lots of international students join our community and the family and community, and also people, they donate food, and we bought all the coffee, tea, and everything, had a great time. And also at the same time, we had um, choir singing on campus. And so it feels like almost normal on our campus. We haven't had outbreak or anything on campus, and everybody is very much are aware of abiding the rules, the COVID-19 rules. Yeah, so I was a international student many moons ago, and I really just I have a passion for international students, and so I'm their mom. Basically, they call me Omi. Saudi students call me Omi, and then Asian students call me mom. So that's the greatest title that I ever asked for. Thank you.
That is true. Yes, so we'll cover today in our presentation a little bit about the application process, COVID-19, how we have all adapted to the new normal, how you should start preparing yourself to study in the USA, and how to take advantage of all the opportunities that we have to offer. As an international student, you have a unique journey. So be prepared for it. Just think you are unique, you're very special, and this should be an extremely special and exciting moment in your life.
Yeah, before you go into you start applying, and a lot of times our prospective students will contact me and say, well, I don't even know where to start. Okay, well, you have a dream. And this morning I got up with Neil Diamond's Go Coming to the United States. It was so appropriate. I was singing, so excited. Everybody has a dream, right? So you have a dream, I have a dream. And so but how do we realize that? So you look at first, you look at, oh, where do I want to go? The United States is so big. So location. And so cost of living, is it too expensive, or is it too hard whether I can afford it, or whether my relatives live in certain places, I want to go live with them, cut the cost and everything. And the size of the campus, I like large campus, I like small campus, and I feel more comfortable in large campus or small campus. And then cost is always the major issue. We have a dream, but how do we afford that dream? And so then you look at, and also, so you have to find the funding. And that's how we always try to find out whether any university has any scholarships, any grants. Even I have to get a loan. How do I go about doing that? And so these are the things that you really have to do a lot of homework. You don't just say, well, I am going to the United States and to study, and that's it. Things are just gonna happen. So these are the few things that you need to take into consideration. And program, do you want to go to a 4-year university, or you want to go to a community college? And then go to a 4-year college. How safe the university is, and the city. You do nowadays, Google is at your fingertips, so you can check a lot of things. I'm sure you're more savvy than I am. And student support placement. I spend a lot of money to go abroad to study, and what is the job opportunity? So that, and you just need a lot of advice from people, and do yourself. You have to do a lot of homework, and so yeah, return of your investment and so on. And so after you take all these factors into consideration, then you say, okay, well, I nailed down to let's say 4 or 5 universities, or some students are very ambitious, 10, 20 universities, what have you. But you have to bear in mind that when you apply to different universities, first you look at application fees. If you apply to 20 universities, can you afford? And application fees range from anywhere from 30 to 150. And so, unless the university, like right now, our university waived the application fee due to COVID-19. So, that's something that you need to consider. And then, so application requirements, well, what kind of requirements? If you're undergraduate students, you look at the test score, the language proficiency test score. Our university doesn't require ACT, SAT to be admitted. So then you don't have to worry about that. You just have to think about the language proficiency, TOEFL and IELTS, and there are other alternatives like Duolingo. So all these other language proficiency scores you need to provide, and then your GPA, of course, and ours is a 2.5 or above. And and then bank statement, of course. That's for undergraduate students. Graduate students, a little more. You need recommendation letters, and as sometimes I do interviews for students, and if their language proficiency is not up to par or right on the borderline, and then deposit or down payment, we do not require deposit. And now some universities require like first year tuition deposit, or certain amounts. So you have to check into that and find out how much deposit you have to put down. But these deposits, they are refundable, so they go toward your tuition. Even you pay the deposit later on, it counts as part of your tuition. You don't have to pay that amount of money. And then find out and check with the university admission, the international admission office, or like an office like ours, and say, well, how long is your turnaround time? And like ours is usually 2 weeks for undergraduate students, and then about 3 to 4 weeks for graduate students. Because graduate students, you need extra steps. And then, so if you want to transfer, if you are undergraduate students, you're thinking of transfer to the United States, and there's a possibility that you can transfer to universities and also have scholarship. We always set aside special scholarship for transfers too. So, and then, check into orientation. Orientation is after you get admitted, then you will participate in an orientation. Yeah, thank you.
So, when the pandemic hit all of us, it absolutely changed our lives. So many people were questioning, many students were not so sure if they want to come to the United States. What would they do? Go online, have online classes, or report to campus? Some of our campuses were open. So, some others even decided to take a gap year. All of our schools really prepared ourselves to welcome students to our campus. So there were a lot of protocols in place, many things changing, rearranging classrooms, and we had to deal with some of the students that were already here. So there were some international students that were already in the United States. Every school accommodated their needs and also got prepared for the ones who were coming to the US. Um, all of those schools have been following the CDC guidance. So as I said, we have very strict protocols in place, checking every day, many uh, checking not only students but faculty. We were lucky enough that we did not have any outbreak, just like Mississippi College. So that's very important. So once our students arrived on our campus, everybody was tested, everybody was put on quarantine until the results were available. Our health service facilities were able to accommodate and assist every single student on our campus. Because some students were really stressed out, we offered counseling services on our campus. We offered also shopping services. Some of them were not able to bring everything that they need, so we helped them by taking them to the stores and making all the purchases that they need. And also classes. We had at first a hybrid model, and then we had in-person classes. Right now, we are having in-person classes since the fall last year.
Well, now that was a great report on COVID-19, Ms. Christina, because that's exactly what Mississippi College has been doing. And so now you said, okay, I applied, or when I apply, I want to know, I want what to study. Now, most of our international students, they know clearly what they want to study. They always come to us and apply in their application form. They will say, well, major in certain, have certain major. But a lot of domestic students, sometimes they say they put down undecided. And so how can you say undecided? International students will ask me, well, see, the US education is very flexible. So the first 2 years, you take general core courses, and so you tap into all different fields. It doesn't matter what your majors are. You all have to explore different fields of study and different just courses. Okay, so English, math, science, and social science, everything. And then in the course of exploring during the first 2 years, and then you realize, Well, actually, I thought I was not very strong in math, but actually, after I started taking math, I'm pretty good at it. And that happened to me too. I thought growing up, I was not very strong in math, but then after I started taking accounting, and then I said, well, gee, I can do that. So become accountant for a few years. So the US education system offers a lot of opportunities. It's not like once you get into the university, you're locked in. You have to stay in particular major. So then when you look at college, universities, and now when we say college in the United States, we mean all universities, all higher ed. Now, unless it's a specifically community college, then you see community college there, or uh, like our New Mexico Military Institute is a combination of high school and 2 years like a community college situation, junior college. So college doesn't mean that it's always community college. Like Mississippi College is a 4-year university, and we this year is our 195th year, and but we have. Yeah, this is college. And then, so the terms of college, university, and schools are interchangeable. And but when you decide to go into a field, it's very important to think about what I will thrive, what I have whether I have a passion for a certain field. Don't A lot of times our parents might advise us to go into fields that you might be able to make a lot of money, or computer science, or all the STEM programs and all that. But if you don't have interest, you will be miserable, and you won't do well, and it will really affect the rest of your life. But if you do well, if you have a passion for a certain field, just go for it and do your very best and do well. And also always ask yourself, if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, is my choice, or it is my parents' choice. And you can communicate with your parents, because parents have seen the world. They have vast of knowledge. So it is wise to consult with your parents, but also at the same time express your own interests too, and your passion. And also, parents control the pocketbook, right? And whether you can afford the university, you can afford a school. And so if I want to go fulfill my dream studying abroad, then I'll pick up a part-time job when I'm in high school. I start working and start making some money, and make it affordable. Okay. And then next one. And so, of course, when you get into college, and you realize what college, what universities, and higher education, what is it focused on? And is to train you that you will have critical thinking skill, you have problem solving skills, and research and writing skills. These are all very, very important. Of course, once you have these skills as a foundation, you build your knowledge on top of it, and then you will do well. But if you do not have these skills, then you basically, you don't really need to come to college, right? And because that's what colleges are. Higher education, why do we call higher education? Is to challenge you, and to make you think outside the box, and when you run into challenges, problems, and how to solve that, how to tackle that problem. And we had a student right now working in Silicon Valley, and he graduated from our computer science department. And he said a sentence. He told me the other day. He said, one time when we had a problem, nobody could solve it, and I solved it. I was so proud. And my boss came to me and said, how did you solve this problem? And when students from big name schools, they couldn't figure out. And he said, well, because my university taught me these problem solving skills and critical thinking skills. So that will help you with your employability. So it's very important when that's why you need to go abroad and meet with students from all over the world and then in the higher education setting and challenge yourself. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about our specific schools. So, New Mexico Military Institute is a military institute in the sense that it will provide you with leadership training and character development. So, you do not have to go into the military or any branch of the military. We were just informed yesterday that one of our Fiji students was accepted into the Marines. So, he is going into a military career, but it's not for everybody. You don't have to do that. So, NMMI is a land grant institution, and let's translate that into affordability. We currently have 34 countries represented on our campus in all 50 states in the United States. Currently, we have 900 students. That's the average that we have every year. And about 25% of the 900 students are international. So it's a little over 200 international students, excuse me. We have over 130 years of tradition. We are co-ed school, so we have female and male. We have the highest level of accreditation in the United States. And we are the nation's largest junior military college in the United States. We've been ranked number one by the boarding school reviews with teachers with advanced degrees. So all of our teachers either have a master's or a PhD in the subject that they teach. As I said at the beginning, we offer a high school program and a 2-year college program. So as I said, we work with leadership development. And MMI, everything you do has the leadership aspect to it. In the classroom, you have all the regular classes any other university would offer, but also you have leadership classes, concepts leadership. Once you're outside of the classroom, you have the ability to practice everything you've learned in the classroom and put it into work. So, as a 2-year school, as a 2-year college program, we offer an associate's degree. So you have concentrations in different areas that will vary from art, aviation to pre medicine, math, science, business administration, and all of those courses. The opportunity of taking classes at a community college like ours, it's very interesting. We are a liberal arts school, so there will be so much. You will develop your critical thinking in so many different ways. And also, it gives you the opportunity of trying some things. For example, if you want to go into business, then you can take classes, not only focuses on business, but other areas, just to see if that's really what you want. So take advantage of it. We do have many partnerships with different universities in the United States. So our students graduate from our school and then they transfer to a 4-year university and move on with their programs. Here are some of the student services that we have. We offer scholarships to all of our applicants. We have, once they are on campus, we have tutoring available. We want to make sure that our students are successful, not only academically, but also in life, in the Corps of Cadets. As military school, our school is a boarding school, so every student that comes to an MMI lives on campus. We also have our writing lab that will give you the support you need to do your tasks, your work from your classroom. We have the career center where we bring many different universities to come and speak to our students, but also we support them in finding which field is really the appropriate for them. What do they really want to do? We have many leadership opportunities. In fact, over 300 leadership opportunities on our campus, and you consider that as your internship. There's a lot of advising for international students. So we'll help you with all questions regarding immigration, your OPT. That's the time you have to work legally in the United States in the field that you've just chosen for a specific period of time. We'll provide airport pickup, we'll provide you orientation, and there are many on campus employment opportunities. So now let's move on to our beautiful Mississippi College.
Thank you, Ms. Christina. And Mississippi College is, from the name, you know, it's located in Mississippi. Okay, and we call it MC for short. And it's a 4-year, like I said before, a comprehensive university, and founded in 1826, before the Civil War. And so we have a lot of buildings on campus that they actually survive the fire of Civil War, because the soldiers thought the buildings were too beautiful to burn down, so then they didn't burn down, and I was very lucky. And we are the largest private university in Mississippi, and about 4,300 students in total, and 125 international students from 42 different countries. Not as many as MMI, and but the students, they thoroughly enjoyed the campus experience from their testimonials. And so we offer more than 80 different areas of undergraduate studies, and more than 50 areas of graduate studies. So we offer bachelor degree, master degree, and a doctoral degree. And we actually are very proud to say 4 governors in Mississippi, they actually graduated from Mississippi College. They got their degrees. Our last former Governor Phil Bryant, he got his MBA from Mississippi College. And our tuition is very affordable. And on top of that, we also offer a very generous scholarship as well. So all international students will be awarded the basic scholarship from our office. And then, like I said before, you don't need ACT, SAT to come to be admitted. But if you feel that you want to get more scholarship, then you can get academic scholarship by taking ACT, SAT, and then that will bump your scholarship up even higher. So Money Magazine ranked MC number 12 on the list of 20 best private colleges for merit made and for scholarship. And then number 6 within their 25 most affordable colleges. Yeah. And so thank you. The next one, so like I mentioned before, that we have 7 different schools. So you have School of Business, which is AACSB accredited. It's very hard accreditation. Once your business school is accredited by AACSB, that means your business school is the top 5% of World Business School. And we have School of Christian Studies and Arts that includes a lot of majors like interior design, communications, and so on, and education. A lot of very outstanding educators. They are educated by at Mississippi College, and our dean actually was nominated, and also was awarded as one of the best educators in the state. And School of Humanities, Social Sciences, we have English and TESOL, and teaching English as a second language certificate, and social science, social work, whole bunch of, you can always find out from our website, www.mc.edu. Very short, very simple. And we have another campus for law school, and law school is situated in the capital of Mississippi. Now, because that's where all the lawyers are, law firms are, and also the courthouses are. So our school, main campus is in Clinton, Mississippi, which is 20 minutes away from the capital. So unlike most school, let's say the college town. Well, Clinton is kind of like a college town, but we're not in the middle of nowhere. We are only 20 minutes from the airport, 20 minutes from the capital. So that's really good for our students. School of Nursing. So during COVID-19, School of Nursing is doing a fantastic job giving us random testing and giving us vaccines. So right now, many students get vaccinated, and we set up 2 times a week for students to get vaccinated. Most of them, they get Pfizer vaccine. And School of Science and Mathematics, we have a lot of excellent programs. Like I noticed that MMI also has a pre-med program, and we welcome your students to come here. We also have Master of Medical Sciences and pre-med program. Our pre-med program, the 3rd and 4th year, the students, they take all, majority of the classes are medical school classes. So they are very well prepared if they want to go into medical school. And one time I went to my dentist found out that I work for MC, Mississippi College. He said, oh, when I was in dental school, my gosh, MC students kick butts. I was like, what? And he's like, well, they came here totally prepared. They said, I got this, I learned this, I got, well, growth, anatomy, human growth anatomy, physiology, and pharmacology, histology. So they all knew. So we prepare our students quite well. And biochemistry, biology, and all these mathematics, great programs. We have students from all over the country come to here. So, and then, so our office, we call the Office of Global Education. Basically, it's international students, but we also embrace the domestic students. That's why we call ourselves Global Education. And so we want domestic students to be exposed to the international, the whole world, the global culture. And so we always make our home, you see where the flags are, that's our office. And it's like standalone house. So literally we say our place is a home away from home. And you can see the cadaver lab for our even pre-med students. Undergraduate students can work in cadaver's lab, and that is cadaver's lab usually is for medical school students. But because our rigorous curriculum and the U.S. American medical boards allow our university to offer shelf exam, which is offered to medical school students. And also every semester we bring in about 23 to 25 dead bodies for cadavers lab. So for students to do the dissecting, it is a fantastic state of art. Yeah, and you can see our campus in the background. We support system, we just like Ms. Christina mentioned, their school, we offer international students all scholarships. And if they have academic problem, they come to our office, and we find them tutors for free, and we pay for it. And we also contact the professors and say, your students just came to our office, they need help. And every Monday we receive a report. And so we make sure that our students come to MC, they're successful. We take them by the hand and we watch them so they can graduate and get good job. We also give all international students, we match them with conversation partners. So if they have language proficiency challenges, that will help them a lot. We have great writing center helping international students with their academic essays. So very helpful. And International Student Association, last night we had that Global Cafe. It was hosted by ISA, International Student Association. They're very active on campus. And then we also have Adopt a Student host family. So any student, international students, when they come in, we match them. We vet all the host families very strictly. So we match them with American family so that the American families keep an eye on them, help them, and they go beyond what the call of duties. It's amazing. Global Cafe, international festivals, that's the time for international students to showcase their culture and share with the community. And so we have CVIS, of course, and our office helps students with the advisement, F1 student. We also host J1 student, exchange students, exchange scholars. And so we're there to help them and guide them. We have a very comprehensive Baptist health clinic, and we offer, students will have health insurance, and when they come, and we also help students find housing. Usually undergraduate students, we encourage them to stay on campus. Half of this, actually about 2,000 students, they live on campus, but when they get to third year, fourth year, junior and senior, many of them, they live off campus. And since we're 20 minutes away from the airport, so it's very easy to pick up our students from the airport. We give students orientation. We have a fantastic welcome week. We take students to the reservoir. We have a beautiful big lake, and we have all kinds of activities during that welcome week. And we also have a lot of alumni. They volunteer to help our students. And so if they want to get a driver's license, and they provide driving lessons to help them. And of course, CPT, that's internship like MMMI. They have internship. We also offer our students internship opportunities so they can work off campus, but you have to get your department's approval and our office approval, and that's during your study. You take CPT, you can work off campus with CPT, and OPT, you do the practical training after you graduate, and we provide that help to assistance. And that's it. And so we were here to just try to inform you all these different services universities can offer. And if you have any questions, you can contact me and contact Miss Christina, and you can visit our booth and get all kinds of information. Both of our booths are available, and so you can download a lot of very useful files, information, and also look at the videos, very interesting. So just take advantage of this fair, worldwide college and tours. That this is a great program, and it's a good thing that you came. And so I always believe that things happen, it's not by chance. And the reason why you're here is because it's destined. You have to come here and listen to us and learn something new. And I learned a lot about MNI, and I think it's great school. Okay, so we're done. And I think we have
Do we have questions?
Yes, we have 2 questions. Is that right?
Perfect. Maybe
Marco?
before we do the questions, because we have about 20 minutes, do we want to maybe pop in a Zoom
Uh-huh.
poll or two?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Which ones would you like me to post?
Yeah.
Maybe what's your career aspirations?
Yes, that's a very good and right. So we do a poll. So why don't you pick out your career aspiration and let us know? Technology.
Yeah,
Oh,
medical.
medical. Awesome. Yes. There are a lot of different type of fields that you go into. Is wonderful. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's a majority of the students want to go into medical.
We're gonna have a
Yeah,
lot of great
Great.
doctors.
Mhm. Yeah.
Maybe what kind of degree programs are you looking for?
Yeah. That would be great.
Please vote, everyone. We want to know who's in the audience and who's
Mm-hmm.
listening.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, awesome.
okay.
Everyone's
Undergrad.
in the right,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's in the right place.
Yeah, that's good.
Undergrad programs.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We'll do one more and then we can hop into the questions.
Okay. Um, any other questions that are pertinent to applying? So which part of Asia? So this is for Asian students, right? So do we have a question for that? Oh, this one is good too.
Very proficient.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Looks like
Yeah.
everyone speaks really good English. Okay. Why don't we
Very
can
good.
jump back into those. Let's answer these questions. So do you want me to read them out or
Yes,
do you?
please.
Okay,
Could you?
sure, sure. Okay.
Mhm.
So hi, I'm currently interested in majoring in nursing. I saw that your community college provides a pre-nursing program. I was wondering if studying the pre-nursing program means that I'll only have to study 2 years in university after finishing the program to get my bachelor's in nursing. Also, will there be any nursing entrance exams or prerequisite courses needed to get into the pre-nursing program?
Okay, so at our school at NMMI, we do offer the pre-nursing program, and we have a couple of partnerships with other universities specifically for the nursing program. So you can come to our school. You will have 2 years of uh, college higher ed education. You graduate with an associate's degree, and then you will transfer to a 4 year university or college, and you will be accepted as a junior. That is correct. You have to go through the same admissions process, and we'll guide you through the whole process. It's not very difficult. We will require some documents, some specific forms from NMMI. But right now, we are waiving our application fee, so take advantage of it. We can even transfer you to Mississippi College.
Yay! Our our nursing school is is a number one nursing school in the States. So we have um, our nursing school graduates. Their um, employment rate is 100%. Even before they graduate, people knock on the door already because our nursing schools programs are very rigorous and very professional. So, well, I'll give you an example. I went to a doctor, and the nurse was so professional, but it looked so young. And so, after the doctor came, I asked, "Wow, you hired this very professional nurse. I'm very impressed, almost like a doctor, the questions she asked and everything." So, but she looked so young. And he said, "Oh yeah, she just graduated this May from Mississippi College." And he didn't know I work for Mississippi College. He said, "Yeah, I only hire Mississippi College graduates because they are so prepared they can hit the ground running when they come to our clinic, and so we don't have to train them. And other students, from other schools, we have to train them and all that. So and when I heard that, I was so proud of her. And I know the dean. The dean is fantastic. She's from Canada, and her husband's from Scotland, and they are so professional, constantly very innovative people. Um, yeah, we look forward to working with MMMI.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
Awesome. We have another question. Oh, we have one more question. So we answered that one. What is the difference between a Catholic university and a typical university?
I'll answer this question because Mississippi College is a Christian university, but it's not a Catholic university, but we take students from all faiths and all background. Now, to answer your question specifically, Catholic university and typical university, so it's a faith-based university. Faith-based university, generally speaking, are more strict. It's just like MMI, you have a very strict rules. So like on our campus, no alcohol is allowed and no smoking is allowed. And our dormitories are, although we were co-ed university, but our dormitories are separate. Girls and boys dormitories they're all separate. And so that's the difference between, let's say, Catholic university or Christian faith-based university and a typical university. Typical university, because they, if they are state university, they receive money fund from the government. You have to stick to some of the government requirements, and it doesn't matter. Well, I think Catholic university is more usually regular university more liberal, is more traditional, and I think that's the difference, a faith-based and a regular. When you say typical university, it's like non-faith-based university, I assume. Miss Christina,
Yes,
the
that's
same?
absolutely correct. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At our school, we also, as I said, we are co-ed, but again, we have all separate dormitories. We
Mm-hmm.
separate our high school students from our college students, female from male, and all this. And
Mm-hmm.
again, we are tobacco-free, drug-free. We do not
Mm-hmm.
accept alcohol, drugs, or anything on our campus.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we have very strict policies. Like,
Mhm.
if you break the rules, you go home.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that happened to a couple of international students. Even that student got drunk off campus, and he came back to the dormitory, and that just raised a big uproar, and so he was sent home. So it's very, very strict. And but it's not a party school. So both of our schools are not party
Hmm.
schools, and students don't go wild drinking and taking drugs, or even tobacco,
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes. You just don't find students, and so the parents feel really, really safe, feel good about sending their sons and daughters to schools like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important as an international student to understand that we have different rules in
Mm-hmm.
different countries. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not because you can do certain things in your country that you will come here and be able to do exactly the same thing. So orientation is a huge part of a program for an international student. It is very important.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So that.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for answering that question. And thank you for the question. If you have any more questions, please place them in the Q&A box as well as the chat box. And we'll be happy to answer those for you. While we wait for some more questions, we have about 10 more minutes. So
Mhm.
before we maybe do our final farewells, maybe let's do another question or two, a poll.
Yay. Okay.
So you mentioned maybe what areas of the world are you from?
Yes.
Oh, so this might be a little bit different.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Asia, but I thought that there was a different question, but that's okay. So South Asia and
Yeah,
other,
that's, yeah.
right? Yeah.
Maybe if you're putting other, maybe if you want to put where you're from in the chat box.
Uh-huh. Right, right. That would be great. We want
Yeah,
to know where you're from, which country you're
yeah,
from, and
yeah.
so we can,
So
right.
mostly Asia,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
which
it's,
makes sense.
yeah.
Which makes sense.
We're at the right place, huh?
We're at the right place. um, maybe
Well, we have.
what kind of financial means do you plan to seek for yourself?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, some countries they offer government scholarships. Like a lot of my Saudi students, they get government scholarships, and so and and a lot of students say, well, my parents can help, pay for it, and my personal saving, I'm gonna work, and these are all very good means. Yeah, if
Hmm.
you have a goal to go abroad and study, and that's what you do. I have two sons. When they decided that they want to go to graduate school, I said, well, then it's time to start thinking of making some money. So they went through, they hit the grocery stores, they hit one of my sons, and he picked up a painting job and paint houses. And
Yeah.
uh, sometimes it's not so much as the parents cannot afford it. It
Oh
just,
yeah. Eventually the parents run out of money just like we do.
yes,
Yeah.
that's true. That's
So
true.
we gotta, provide for ourselves eventually.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's
In
right.
graduate school, what perfect timing.
Mhm. Yes, that's right.
Perfect. Okay,
That's
so
good.
do you have any final thoughts for students? Kind of a common theme I've been asking throughout these sessions is, we're in a virtual environment, and students kind of have been getting used to this whole virtual kind of world, and choosing the schools that they want to go to. What advice do you have for students who are looking for the perfect university in this virtual world? How can they make the most of these virtual fairs?
Mhm.
Well, I would say that, especially, we have to look at the bright side of the pandemic, and we have to try really hard to find one. But I would say that, especially now, there's so many universities offering waiving their application fees. So take advantage of that. Really do your research. Um, Check and see all the possibilities that you have and opportunities that you will have at a specific school. Don't go necessarily to the big names and all that, because that might not be a fit for you, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
And when you go to a smaller school, you will have so much more um, attention. You will not be a number. People will know you by your name and everything else that comes with you. So think about that. The
Mhm.
fact that if you want to try a different, you have a certain major in mind, again, experiment, do different things, take opportunity of all the job on campus that you might have.
Mhm.
um, Talk to the advisor, talk to the admissions counselor, do a lot of research, but don't procrastinate. Start now. If you are considering coming in the fall, hurry up. You're already late. So really do your homework. And as I said, do not procrastinate. Come to NMMI, will teach you amazing time management skills. And then we'll transfer you to Mississippi College, and you will have a great future.
Amen to that. Well, we both Miss Christina and myself, we have been in international education for many years, and we have a lot of experience. So whatever we said to you is accumulation of our years of experience working with international students, and our goals are to see international students to succeed, she is absolutely right that when you go to don't just say, oh, I'm just going to go to a big name school and my future will be bright and all that, but not necessary, because I know several people, families, they send their kids to big name schools, and then later on some of them did not graduate, and some of them graduated and didn't pan out, didn't was not very successful. One girl, she had a bipolar, and really broke my heart because I saw her growing up, but she always growing up, she always said, I want to go to this big name school, I want to go, and she did. But then whether that's a best fit university, you have to think about it, because like Miss Christina said, you go to a school, a smaller school, but it's a very elite school. And then you go there and people know you, your professor know you. Anytime you have any problems, you go to your international office, Office of Global Education, and we're here to help you. And we set up a safety net for you. So when you fall, we have the safety net to catch you. And we take you by the hand. I used to go to, when I first came to this country, I went to a big state school, 42,000 students and 7,000 international students. I was just one of the 7,000 international students, and many times I was crying in my dormitory, and I felt so lost, and I feel so, I mean, I feel like I was just a number, and so nobody really cared, and so I had to choose my battle, I guess, and I have to find my own way to navigate the campus, the academic, everything. So I don't, but here, if you come to a school that really cares, then like both of our schools, schools are just so very caring and very I like military schools. I think a lot of time people talk about military schools, parents send their kids there because they're disciplined, and many children that came out, I should not call them young people, not children, and they came out like very disciplined, they're ready for the world. And so that's what I like to see our students, when they come. Like I said before, I'm a mama to my international students, so I'm kind of always tell them, this is how, like, talking to them like a mom. I think sometimes they say, gee, I thought I just left home, now I come to another home and I have another mama nagging me. No, but just advising, basically, where we're trying to advise our students. And also another thing is about smaller size universities, they have more funds for international students, whereas big universities, they don't have, they have funds for domestic students, but not so much for international students. But smaller colleges, they have more funds for international students. So you should really check into smaller schools. Our schools is not that small, where it's not like 1,000 students or 2,000 students total. We have 4,000, and then recently it went down to 4,000. 4,500 or something, but before it was over 5,000. So that, then we offer a lot of different programs that you can tap into. So it's not as small that you have limited program, but not that huge, you get lost in the shuffle. So medium size, like our schools, and you should really, not necessarily Mississippi College, you look at any school, you do your homework, but it's very important to understand the culture of the university. And we have Isaac from Malaysia. He came here 16 years old, and his SAT is 1520, and so he got a whole bunch of scholarship, but not tuition waiver. The parents said, my son got all kinds of full ride from Purdue, from all these big name schools, and so we might not consider Mississippi College. I said, that's okay. Find the best fit and that's what you need to do. And then 2 weeks later, the parents sent me an email and said, we decided to send Isaac to your school because we did a lot of checking and talked to different people, and we find out that this will be the best fit for my son. Isaac, 4 years later, fast forward, he graduated, straight A student, and got full scholarship and to do his PhD. And so the parents at the graduation, the parents sent me a long email thanking me and say, this is the best decision I have ever made, sending Isaac to Mississippi College. It just, he become more mature, and not to mention the knowledge he gained. He was in biochemistry. He said everything, we just could not thank the school enough. So that's just something that you need to think about it and do some homework.
Awesome. Awesome. So it's just about the end, but I do want to get to this one last question before we say goodbye. It says, someone asked, will the vaccine be required for international students who want to attend your college? Because the vaccine rollout is relatively slower here.
Mm-hmm.
Not at NMMI. It's
Mm-hmm.
optional. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, some of our international students are getting the vaccine here. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's not required at Mississippi College. You just come and but once you come to campus, you get vaccinated. So
awesome. Great. So do you have any farewell that you would like to say before I close it up?
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much again for coming and joining us, and I hope to see you one of those days.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Meichi, anything?
Yeah, we were very, very happy that you came. It's not by accident that you are here. And we welcome you. We welcome you to come someday, whole day. If you have any questions, go to our booth or email me or through WhatsApp. Students always WhatsApp me all the time. So any questions? Yeah. WhatsApp is the best tools, right?
Yes, super fast.
Or email me. Yeah.
Awesome.
And Miss Christina.
Well,
too.
thank you.
Thank you. Everyone, you
Thank
can
you.
find more information about their schools in the exhibit hall. And you can also find all their contact information there and reach out to them there as well. But we've just kind of hit the end of the fair, and this is the last session. So thank you everyone for joining and for participating. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Take care.